What's up YouTube, my name's Cody and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the DotMod Petri RDA clone, and there's only one clone of it going around circulating right now that I know of, and that's the kindbright clone, and that's the one that I have currently. Not really too much I want to talk about it now. I guess we'll dive down up close, take a look at it, and I'll give you all the specs when we get back up top. Alright. Alright, here we are with the Petri RDA clone from kindbright. Real quick, big shout out to Trevor Jones. He actually sent over this Twisted Messes RDA and this tenderfoot stand. Big shout out to him. I really appreciate that. Check him out on YouTube if you don't know who he is. The link will be in the description. But here we go. Going to talk about the box. Very simple box, nothing special to it. 18 plus, one set, atomizer series, blah blah blah. Very basic box. Removing everything from the box, you would get greeted with a bag of spares, some O-rings, screwdriver, the basics. Now it comes with a chuff cap right off the bat, which the authentic one normally you would have to purchase separately, but this one does come with it included. It isn't the top cap design, top hat design as the original authentic. It's just straight up and down, but nothing too crazy there. Now moving on to the RDA itself. Let's go ahead and show you guys the bottom. You do get the DotMod logo, serial number, Petri, and kindbright written right down there on the bottom, so you cannot mistake it for an authentic, even though the 510 connection would be a dead giveaway. The 510 connection is a solid copper 510, and let's go ahead and look at it, take it apart a little bit. Alright, the very top you get a 510 adapter, and it is very conical shaped, very good for flavor. All 510 drip tips would fit in here. I haven't had any issues with the ones that I had, but I don't normally use this cap. I normally just stick with the chuff cap because that's what I prefer, but I haven't had any issues when using this top cap. Now onto the barrel section. Very simple, just the DotMod logo, which was done very nicely, pretty neat, no scratches, no blank spots or anything like that. It's all done very well. The stock airflow holes were a little closer to 2.4 millimeters, but I drilled them out just for the I needed a little bit more airflow for the builds that I was building, so that's what I did. So if you notice any aluminum showing, any scuffs or anything, that's that wasn't like that originally. It came spot on when I first got it. There is a lip up here that catches the chuff cap, and that also catches the normal top cap as well. Now it's a con because this is the only chuff cap that will fit on here. All your other chuff caps won't be able to make it all the way down. They'll get stuck about here and not be able to go down just because of that lip. So it's good that they included a very wide bore chuff to go along with it. Now moving on to the deck, you get a 24 karat gold plated double O-ring deck. The juice well is pretty deep. You get some beefy dark horse type screws, Phillips head, very good screws. If anybody's had the dark horse, they will understand. The entire deck is made out of a PEEK insulator, and the posts have 2 post holes, which I believe are close to 2 millimeters each, or 1.5 millimeters, somewhere around there. I can't get specs on this for the life of me. Other than that, there's not really too much going on for the deck itself. Just the dual post holes, chunky, beefy Phillips head screws, 24 karat gold plated deck, copper 510 connection, 2 post design, which is unique. It allows you to get very creative with building on this. You can build a coil through the center long ways like that. You can you can split a coil and make it into a triangle. You can do a lot of different builds with this RDA, which was something that drew me to it. The O-rings, I'm going to go ahead and say, not to spoil any cons or pros, but the O-rings are, yet again, bad O-rings. Once they get wet, they just, top cap falls right off. It doesn't, it holds it, but it doesn't hold it to where you will be able to pick this device up by the top cap. And no way possible. I believe that's actually it for the up close segment. There's not really too much else going on for it. Just top cap, chuff, and that's pretty much it. You just line it up and get to vaping. So I guess we're going to dive back out and give you my final thoughts, talk on it, and see how it goes. All right, later. Alright, we just got back from the up close and personal look at the DotMod Petri RDA. And like I mentioned, it's a 3-piece design. You have your top cap, barrel, and deck section. 24 karat gold plated deck and post. The 510 connection is copper. The entire deck is made out of PEEK insulators, so you're not really going to have to worry about too many issues about it getting really hot. If I'm not mistaken, it was one of the first, if not the first, RDA to have the 2-post design brought back. And they did a decent job at it. A few companies have, tweaked it and I guess you would say perfected it a little bit more since then. But it definitely was one of the first RDAs to, bring that back. You get 2 holes in each post hole, like I mentioned. I'm not sure what the exact measurements are, but I know that it fits up to 20 gauge in each hole. That's a guarantee. It's got a very decent juice well, holds a good amount of juice, and one of the neat things is you can just drip right through the chuff cap and it's going to go right in the center where the center post would be, and it'll just disperse evenly to the coils. So that's a good benefit about it. Let me just go over some pros real quick about the RDA that I've noticed. The whole deck being PEEK, it's really good. The RDA doesn't get as hot. The 510 connection will get a little bit warm, but the rest of the RDA doesn't get too hot too quick. The stock airflow was a little bit meh for me. I had to drill it out, so that's not really a pro or a con, but that's something I wanted to mention. Like I said, if you see any scuffs on it, those weren't there when I got it. It was from me drilling into my RDA. The 2-post design is pretty neat. It gives a lot of people a chance to have their own original builds and designs that they want to throw into the RDA. A lot of options opened up whenever the RDA came out. I know I saw many different builds on Instagram of people using it and taking advantage of it. Now let's see. The stock airflow is good. Like I said, it's around 2.4 millimeters each, and it's a pretty airy, good draw for most people. You're not going to really want to be drilling into the authentic anyhow, but it's definitely a good airflow. Now let's see here. The chuff cap that's included in it, good thing. The authentic, on the other hand, you would have to purchase the chuff cap separately, but this one is included, so that's also a good thing. Like I mentioned, dripping straight through the chuff cap and going right to the center of the coils or the center of the deck and dispersing evenly, that's a really good benefit. I like that about it because I just constantly pour juice through my chuff caps. Now, other than that, there's other pros, but you'll come across those if you get the RDA, and figure them out yourself. Now, everybody's going to have different pros and cons, so that's why I say that. Now, as for cons, at first, the stock airflow, certain builds I would do on the RDA, it would whistle. Like, dog whistle. It was very loud and just kind of obnoxious. I mean, being honest here, it was just a really loud whistle, and I wasn't a big fan of it. Now, other than the whistling, building can be a bit of a pain sometimes, and that's only because there's no way to secure one coil. Like, once you put one coil in, you have to put the other in and tighten down the screws at the same time, so you can't adjust them perfectly unless you are doing it at the same time, doing it symmetrically. That can be slightly a pain to some people. It was for me, especially dealing with thick gauge wire like 20 gauge. It's already a handful as is, so having to deal with that, just added to it. Another thing is, like I mentioned in the up close, the O-rings are Again, we're kind of going in the Mutation XV4 video again here. The O-rings are not very good. Don't expect to be able to pick the RDA up by the top cap. It's just going to fall right off and you'll drop your mod. So that's some of the cons that I came up with for the device myself. For the price, I've been seeing this clone go around for about 20 to 30 bucks, depending on where you'll pick it up. And honestly, for quality, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. The 510 connection was a little dirty looking. It was a little, you know, just patinaed. And, you know, that's not really something you want on a brand new RDA you just purchased, but it happens. Now, for, you know, 20 to 30 bucks, I think it's a pretty good deal considering the authentic DotMod petri is about $100. So spending 20 bucks on something to see if you would actually want to invest in the authentic, I think is definitely an exceptional thing to do. Now, the RDA itself, like I said, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 on a rating scale. It's a good RDA, and some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. But I just wanted to get this video out, give you guys a few of my opinions on it, and, you know, just let you guys decide on it yourself. Like I said, you can pick it up for about 20 to 30 bucks. I'll try to get a couple of links in the description where you can pick it up. But other than that, I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this video. You know, like, share, and subscribe, and comment if you have any questions, or is there anything that, you know, you want to hear, you know, any questions in general. Just feel free to comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But other than that, I'm going to end this video. Alright, keep on vaping, guys.